Let's see. Says I am. Well, Restream does anyway. I don't know if I am. One sec. Well, I mean, I'm on my... Okay. I'm at least... yeah, it doesn't change my title anymore either. I'm live on YouTube, however. Bear with me one sec. I have to change my title because Restream doesn't do that anymore either. Let me see some stuff. Okay. So whether I'm streaming on Twitch or not, we're good to go. So, do you want to introduce yourself and say what you wanted to talk about? Yeah, so I agreed with Mr. Girl, and I'll obviously get more into the nuance of what I think in our conversation. And I, you seemed upset that I held that position, but you didn't want to talk about it in Mr. Girl's Twitter thread, so here we are. I get it. I still watch Destiny stuff. I watch Destiny stuff, but I don't like him as a person. Good creator, bad human. Understandable. I believe I can get it. Give me one sec. So I'll pull this up. And I'll put it on the stream too. Whoops. Let's see here. Destiny isn't a pedophile. He just doesn't have morals. When rich men do whatever they want, this is what they do. Absolutely. And I... Oh. Is it better? Oh. I don't hear you roboting. Huh. Okay. Correct. But it didn't hook up. Sure, I'm just making sure. Look, if I say the wrong thing, and somebody who cares that I said the wrong thing hears about it. Uh, uh, yeah, there's. I don't think anybody. I think nobody, even big Destiny Sims, would say, "Yeah, he was trying to fuck Rose." Like, let's be real. Yeah, yeah, yeah. To be fair, whether it's not as gross is not something that was ever contested here. Yeah, but not a pedophile. Oh, no way, dude. He wouldn't feel like he had the ability to. Not the same way. No, I don't think so at all. I think that the position of power that he's in has given him the means to maximally be a Coomer, and then it just becomes such a second nature habit. Like the money, I mean, a lot. I think a lot of it has to do with the money. Like obviously, you can't if you just because people know who you are doesn't mean you can fly him out and stuff. So like he has the financial means to, and he has the reach to reach people who like he's gonna get in contact with women that want to have sex with him at a much easier rate than a lot of guys would. I think if he was still working the carpet cleaning job, he wouldn't be probably doing this. I think it's hard to speculate, but I think that most people are much more humbled when they don't have. I see this as a kind of behavior that is very typical of people with a lot of power. It's just like a reckless disregard for what would normally be the. Sure, I think he'd still have poor sexual habits. Um, and have no morals. No, I okay. So I think this is crazy. This is like when what you're saying to me sounds so out of tune. It's like when somebody says, "I can't believe that this 50-year-old guy has a 20-year-old girlfriend." I'm like, I fucking believe it. Like you can think it's gross, but that's fucking normal. I think it's normal that when guys get a lot of power, they use that to pursue sexual opportunities that they wouldn't have if they didn't have it. I think that's the most like normal, not surprising thing that happens. I generally do. But we're saying younger, but I think that he probably just likes younger women. But I don't think that there's a pattern of like pedophilia here. There was the thing a long time ago. He's a StarCraft guy. A 15-year-old sent him nudes, and but it didn't seem like this was something he fished for. It seemed like it was, for everything that I understand, it was just something that sort of happened, and it wasn't something he was seeking out. Um, that this thing, and then also, like if you look at the things that are surrounding this instance, it seemed like he didn't really make a strong effort to confirm that she wasn't 18 or that she was 18 or over, and then I'm saying it doesn't seem like he made a strong effort to confirm it. Yeah. if I suspect, so well, I can answer you. If I suspect that somebody might not be 18 enough to have to ask what their age is, I'm gonna want something that is, yeah. I mean, if not ID, something that would just make it pretty clear to me. If I'm gonna get nudes from you, I need something. My position here is that if I have to ask, are you 18? Then I'm gonna need to confirm it some way. Otherwise, I'm just not gonna be interested in exchanging nudes. Period. Uh, I didn't say that he should have known. I'm saying that he's acting. He's behaving in a way that just indicates, and this is with the entirety of the situation. It seems like he's just acting in a way that shows that he's just not operating from like a moral place. He's operating from like a selfish place, which does seem to happen when guys get a lot of money and success. Not all of them or anything, but I think that it's common. Do we agree that there's nothing about this that would suggest that Destiny's a pedophile, or and we'll just use the correct terms, or an ephebophile? Do we okay? So do we agree that he's not? There's nothing to suggest that he's the kind of guy that's trying to hook up with or get nudes or anything from somebody who's under 18. Yeah, well, I guess I'm a little confused. Do you think he should have uh, had done like done more of due diligence? Well, he has clout online. Okay, yeah. So at least we agree there. Um, and I would say too, if he deleted the nudes as soon as he had a good reason to suspect, well, not even good. As soon as he had any plausible reason to suspect she wasn't, he should have deleted it. And I'd be like, he didn't really do anything wrong here. Oh, he admitted it. He, yeah. Has he said otherwise since? Is that his current? Well, it makes sense if is that his current position on it. Is that what he's saying he meant? So I guess I I feel pretty confident that he would at this point. I feel like we'd know if that was the case if he didn't have it anymore because this is I don't know if you've been following, but it's people be talking about it quite a bit. And I feel like that we would know by now that he doesn't still have them, but it seems like the narrative is that he still has it. From everything that I've read and seen and heard, it seems like he still has it, and his position was that he needed it for court. Like he's not allowed to delete it because otherwise he should be singing so loud. Yeah, he should be shouting from the rooftops that he doesn't have it. So the why is a weird question when I just think that it is a terrible idea and is based on what's been said. It seems like what he said to Willie Mack. Uh, so let me put it this way: Destiny knows that what he said to Willie Mack was interpreted this way. He also knows that Willie Mack said that he is reporting it to the police. So uh, as far as I know, he hasn't like said, "No, that's not what I meant. This is what I meant." Did that happen? Oh, then that's a different story. I wouldn't I'd have no idea about what happened on today's stream. Uh, if that's the case, then that seems reasonable. Oh yeah, I mean I think everybody agrees that that's a crazy thing to say and do. I think that most people would say um, his sexual proclivities for his age are gross. Some people might say it's inappropriate. Some people might say it should be illegal, but I don't think he's on purpose engaging in anything illegal sexually on purpose involving specifically this. I think that the other thing it seems pretty illegal. The revenge porn stuff. The I would say so. That's true. Is that Cherry? That sketch? Because I'd be with you on that one. um, wait. I just want to make sure. Like, you're not talking about Pixie though, right? I was say this seemed pretty like I'd say even if I can't imagine framing her as the devil. So I just want to make sure. Other parties involved in this? Yeah, I would say that some of the other people involved in it are questionable, um, since they provided no evidence and they waited until there was a lot of press to get on it, and they are known to be unreliable and to also be batshit crazy. Um, so sure, I'll give you that. Um, okay, okay, we know who we're talking about then. Actually, I can give. I just gave like my full take on the whole the this Destiny stuff in Wix Discord, and I'm gonna quote myself. Um, and then you can tell me what you disagree with that. Let's see. Um, oh, I just passed the other part. I also think that Willie Mack is a bad person. It seems like to me. Willie Mack is a bad person because if he actually cared about Destiny having CP on his computer enough to call the police, you don't make a public statement about it. You don't tell the person that you called the cops if you want justice for that. If you just want to make content out of it, if you're leveraging somebody's illegal pornographic material on their computer so that you can make money off of it, you're a bad fucking person. That's I never invoke emotion like this, but I genuinely think that that's fucking disgusting. And I never make claims like that. It is one of the most egregious things I've seen in this space. You can make that content after there's the justice you are seeking. Yeah. Um and then it also it I think that ultimately makes it less believable too. Like I do believe it. I have no reason not to, but I think that the it makes it less believable for the people that are already going to be simping for Destiny. uh, but yeah, it seemed pretty bad. So okay, here I go. I said I don't really think that this is that complicated. It seems pretty clear to me that he received the nudes of a 17-year-old due to recklessness. This is very bad, but not as bad as trying to get the nudes of a 17-year-old, like on purpose, nor is it as bad as getting the nudes of somebody who's 12 or under due to carelessness. The transfer of the picture falls under the same ethical category as the neglect to confirm her age to begin with, save for the additional implications of sharing images without consent. I don't know what the deal is with all that. It's a very bad thing, but I don't think this makes him a predator. Other things seem like they probably do. It makes him reckless to a criminal degree in how he conducts himself sexually. And I do think that it's because um, he's enabled by the power that he has. I added that part for you. Is the only part of that you disagree with the power part? I don't know what happened. Are you still there? Oh, he said headphones. I'll have to wait and see. Okay. Headphones died. We're waiting a sec. guess I can drag you back in. Okay, you good? Did you hear what I had read off or no? Okay, I'll reread it. Oh no. Do I have to find it again? Oh. Okay. So this I put this in Wix Discord earlier cuz everybody was talking about it and I think that everybody has a lot of people have really wild takes about it. So this is my overview. I don't think that this is really that complicated. It seems pretty clear that he received nudes of a 17-year-old due to recklessness. This is very bad, but not as bad as trying to get the nudes of a 17-year-old, nor is it as bad as getting the nudes of someone who's like 12 or under due to carelessness. The transfer of the pictures falls under the same ethical category as the neglect to confirm her age to begin with, save for the additional implications of sharing the images. I don't. If there is like some kind of bad consent involved or whatever, it's a very bad thing, but I don't think this makes him a predator. Other things seem like they likely do. It makes him reckless to a criminal degree in how he conducts himself sexually. That's that's pretty much my overall take. Um, Aside from, do you think that now? Do you agree with? Do you disagree with any of that? Oh no, is your headphone still good? Yep. It seems like the sharing of, so like I would say like the revenge porn stuff is pretty predatory. It seems like the way that he uses his platform has women on, that whole thing. I find that to be particular, like pretty predatory. I think he has women on fully understanding. I wouldn't say the only reason he ever has women on is to be able to sleep with them, but I think that it is um, that he only has on to sleep with. Some of them, yeah. I think that there's some women that he wouldn't engage with if he didn't think he could. Oh well. So to be clear, not I wouldn't say that it always has to be sleeping with. It could be for like nudes or something like that. I To get something sexual out of, yeah. I think that obviously not all women, but I think that there's enough there's enough there to see an established pattern of behavior to think that it's pretty reasonable that he uses his platform uh, to gain sexual favor with women. Yeah. Um, I don't think that he's gonna have somebody on his stream that has zero value to the stream. I think that'd be a bit too obvious. Wait, what? I think I lost you again, bud. Hello? Okay, go ahead. No, I think that there's some women that he brings on because they're good for the stream and all that. But I think that I've so did have you read the Destiny report, or have you listened to any of the streams of it being gone over? Yes. Uh, yeah, I think it paints a pretty good picture of how he abuses his platform for sexual favor. Would you agree or disagree with that? You don't think that his behavior is more risk taking due to the kinds of power and access that he has to women? Because I guess that's really the heart of this argument here is that you don't think that this has any bearing on it. And I would say that if Destiny didn't act more reckless and abusive towards women because of the power, I would say that this would make him a very rare person. Yeah, so I haven't, as far as I can tell, I haven't dropped. Yeah, I haven't dropped any frames at all streaming, so it seems like my connection's pretty good. But sometimes I lose you. Is it an iPhone? Oh, I do too. Well, I historically have. I'm on my first iPhone and I don't like it. It was just the only affordable phone I could get that wasn't. It's the best phone I could get for 200 bucks. But yeah, I think that the thing that you and I disagree with about is the impact of the fame on the behavior. Well, look, you can be famous and be getting laid without doing it in an abusive manner, right? Well, I mean, obviously, I've talked at great length about the Anna stuff. So obviously, I agree with that. But I'm saying that I think that it's not like I think that I agree with the main thing that you said there, um, because of the fame and the money that he has, he's leveraging it to get laid. But I also think that so I guess let me frame it like this: it was probably a lot less. He was probably a lot more mindful when he was able to leverage money and fame in the beginning, and then as you continue this pattern of behavior, I think that the morals just got looser and looser. Um, I I think that the Rose thing is a pretty good example. Like I can't imagine that I'd have to question somebody if somebody was 18 or not, and then feel comfortable getting their nudes, not knowing. If I it feels scummy. It feels scummy to say. I don't care about that, but like the thing that would bother me is like if I'm not sure that you're 18, and it feels scummy to say because it feels like virtual signally or whatever. But like in all honesty, if I have to wonder if you're 18 or not, I'm not interested. Um, that's weird. It's weird that that doesn't uh like I mean to me personally, but like I don't care if people 18's the line. That's fine if that's what you want to do. I'm not interested in an 18-year-old, but I think it's fine. It's fine. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to judge you. Whatever. But if you have to wonder, that's this is where we are. Just sort of not. We're not participating in any kind of moral consideration at this point. I think. And I'd say, yeah, I probably would have to say. I think, yeah, asking to CID would be a necessary step if you have to ask if they're 18 or not. Like if we're playing such a dangerous game to where we're asking, like yeah, you probably do need to see the ID. And it seemed when you first asked, I was like, yeah, I understand how that feels like kind of an unreasonable ask, but like I I think that things get a lot different when you're questioning whether somebody is of legal age and can even consent to do it. No problem. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. No, I got that from there. Huh. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, you good? Yep. Um, do you think that Destiny's pretty honest about his past prior to being a streamer? No. I, I guess I don't have any reason to. Destiny's admitted to so many bad things. That um. Oh, I agree. That yeah, that's. I'm so tired of hearing that take. It's crazy. I think that it all that feels like people just trying to score. They're just virtue signaling with it. I really think that. Or I guess, or they're just Twitter brain rotted to thinking that. Because it gets pretty goofy. Yeah, I think he's a bad guy. Yeah, I 100%. Um, so you think his dick was already in his hand when he said, "Yeah, send me the picture," basically. I agree he has a problem. Yeah, I think that the main thing we're disagreeing with is that you don't seem to think that um, that this kind of behavior is at all caused by the lack of morality that typically comes with people having. Yeah, can It seems like it's gotten worse the more successful he's gotten. It's not just quantity. I wouldn't say it's just quantity of people that he has access to. It's the quality of the access is greater. Yeah, like if yeah. When I say the quality of the access, what I mean is that it's not just having the reach; it's having the reach with a until recently like a positive public face to go with it to also have the money. Wait, what do you mean? How did I word this? Do you think that? Well, I don't think that what you're saying takes away from what I'm saying. I don't see how these two things are uh, necessarily separate. I would say that the maliciousness comes from a lack of consideration. I think that when you're engaging in certain behaviors, yeah, I think that failing to be considerate of your circumstances or in the context in which you're engaging, yeah, I would say that that makes it malicious. I think that you're. Well, I would say it's like definitionally so. Like so in the same way that if in the same way that if I was babysitting two 5 year olds and I decided to go to sleep while I was babysitting them, I would say that I would say that it's malicious because I understand the obvious carelessness of what I'm doing can lead to great harm, and I'm not doing what I obviously need to be doing to prevent it. Do you agree that it's very likely that things could go very bad if I did that? And I'm saying that the failure to consider uh, the outcome there is inherently malicious. It's like maliciousness. Uh, Basically, I'm arguing that negligence is malicious here. So you're saying like you think it's a reasonable take that you disagree with? Would you say that it's at least it's reasonable? You're just not convinced. Okay, because I would say that this is like a primary thing that my my opinion on this hinges on is that I think that because of the money and success that he has, that he just fails to engage in moral consideration in a lot of the things that he's doing, and this causes really bad things to happen. And I think that it is easier to fail to have moral consideration when it comes to engaging in sexual behavior. You're definitely not at your best when you're super horny, um, which I think is all the more reason. That's why we have so many conversations about consent, and why it's such a, like, this far into human civilization, we still have to have a lot of conversations about it, because it's not always so apparent to people when they're super horny what isn't okay. Um, um, at the risk of being memed, I appreciate that. At the risk of being memed, and I'm not calling him this, but the best example is like Harvey Weinstein. Like he was clearly doing things that people wouldn't do because he had money and power, and he just felt like he could. I think it's a slow burn. I don't think anybody starts off as well. Most people don't start off as like Harvey Weinstein, but as slowly as you get more power, and you use it, and everything seems to be okay. Um, like you're not facing any consequences for it. That you just keep taking more and more risks, and the morality of like the things that you're doing sort of slips away from you. Like, have you ever seen anybody like in a job, they get like a position and they just sort of test the waters and see what they can get away with, and then it happens more and more and more? Yeah, and so you see how it happens when people just it's almost a feature of having power over other people, that you become less and less considerate of those people. Yeah, he's been around since Justin TV. Yeah. Well, no, I think I think that he's also I think that now he's less careful. Yeah, I think that things have worked out. Like, yeah, I think that when people abuse their power, it usually goes in a way to where you're pretty careful about it. You really make sure that like you're covering all your bases. And as things work out for you more and more, you just get more and more lax. You have less moral consideration for what you're doing, and then it can turn out really bad for you and the people that you're engaging with. Yeah, I don't know how, but I don't know how much that really hurt him. So I don't know if there's really that much of a lesson to be learned. You think that the cherry stuff caused the divorce? Interesting. I'm I'm not a good person to talk to about the Cherry stuff. I I don't I don't like her. She made a pretty egregious comments about my ex-wife and then blocked me in advance so that I couldn't say anything. Or and she like kicked. It was really dumb. I won't rehash it all. I think you worded that really well. Yeah. Um. See, I think I have. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I don't know. I don't know if we disagree on anything else. Then it seems like it really comes down to my view of negligence. And also, I think that when you have that kind of power, it's all the more important to have those kinds of considerations. Um, no, no, no. Well, this specific thing, no. Um, I think that I think that the revenge porn's pretty fucking bad. Now, well, he shouldn't have sent it to Rose. That is very vile. So look, we, here's the thing. I think that when things like this happen, there should be some kind of justice. Now, I don't. I'm not really big on. Look, I haven't made any claims about what should or shouldn't happen to him for it though. I would say that's not for me to decide. Especially when it comes to the revenge porn stuff, I think that that should go through the legal system. I think I yeah, I'm not. And I just said this earlier today too. I'm not super interested in like legal arguments about pretty much anything because I think that's for the law to decide. But I think that when it comes to the revenge porn stuff, he should definitely have something happen to him because I think that it seems pretty obvious to me that the law was broken, and not just that the law was broken, but like in a pretty egregious manner, and that the effects on the victim were pretty bad. Yeah, it's just not for me to say what exactly should happen. I think that's rightfully up to the law. If it makes you feel any better, I get accused of being a Destiny dick rider anytime I agree with them about anything. It's usually Twitter. And if I criticize Destiny, it's just because I'm a Mr. Girl fan. I'm not allowed to have any opinions on Destiny. So like if I can't agree with him without being called a dick rider, nobody can. Uh, well, I hope I've restored your faith in me then. I genuinely appreciate that. I'm trying to. I moved and stuff, and then the internet was hard, but I'm trying to. And I really appreciate hearing that. I strive to make if I was big enough to have a brand, my brand would be good faith and honesty. So I really appreciate hearing that. That's funny. Yeah, did other people would have chimed in for sure, and I'll be the first to say, some of Mr. Girl's fans are batshit crazy, um, and it's. Let me put it this way: I don't engage with the Discord too much, because it's difficult. Um, is there anything else you want to talk about while I got you here? Yeah, good luck. Uh, I know nobody can see it, but your eye is fucking fucked. Yeah, I imagine so. It looks terrible. Yeah, good luck. Rest up and fucking get better with that because I'm sure it feels worse than it looks. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by. You too. Peace out. That's all I got for today. I'm trying to line stuff up still. I've just been out of the loop for a while. Gonna do more stuff on the AI uh, sentience thing. Probably talk to Tachyon in the near future too. But that's all I got for tonight. I'll be streaming earlier than I normally do because I got a new job and I have to go to bed at a reasonable time.